Lesson 2, operating a small business. So we're going to split things into sales and revenues uh, and expenses, so they can be fixed and variable or one-time and ongoing. So there's different types of expenses as well. So employee wages, let's just go through and say expense and wage. So employee wages are expense. Monthly fee paid to a website developer, expense. Bill for plants and soil from a provider, a supplier, expense. Payment for shrubs purchased by credit card, so that's someone paying you. Payment by check, someone's paying you. Telephone bill, expense. Purchase of work gloves, expense. Now we're going to go through each of the expenses and determine if they're fixed, variable, and if they're one-time ongoing. So it can be one of these and it can be one of these. So employee wages is probably, it could be either or. It could be fixed if you have a certain amount of hours you have in a week and that's how much you pay, but it could be variable because you could have busy seasons and you could have to bring extra people in, or you have to call someone in because it's too expensive. And this isn't an ongoing expense. You always have to pay wages. Monthly fee paid to a website developer for maintenance is going to be fixed because you have a fee, and it's going to be ongoing because it says it's for maintenance. Bill for soil and plants from a supplier is probably going to be variable. You're probably not always going to get the same bill from them, but it is going to be ongoing because this is a gardening company and they're probably going to have to be consistently buying soil and plants. But it also could be one time. It could be just one time for the whole season. I doubt it, but okay, telephone bill is fixed. It's a flat rate and it's ongoing, and the purchase of work gloves and knee pads is going to be variable, and it's going to be a one-time probably. You'll probably buy it one time, and then everything after that would be an unexpected cost. Okay, Lisa runs a fruit smoothie truck. She operates her business at the beach in BC for 7 days a week year-round from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. She currently employs 3 staff members. She is struggling to cover her business expenses and is looking to make some changes to increase profitability. Explain each of the factors and how it could affect the probability of the business and suggest what adjustments she could do to make her business better. Yeah. Okay, location. So it's at the beach. So that would mean you have a certain clientele, people who go to the beach, obviously. So that would be something that affects her business. She is also in a truck, so something that she could consider would be moving around, because you can drive. It's a food truck. And if you've seen the episode of Bob's Burgers where they have food trucks, you would understand this question so much more deeply. Okay, hours of operation, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. Maybe it's open too late. I don't know if people need smoothies at 9 p.m. at night. Maybe it's not open not early enough, so they could change those hours. Maybe it's just too long. Maybe it's too short. Who knows? In my head, smoothies would be something that lots of people want for breakfast, so maybe they need to be earlier. Maybe earlier in the morning. It makes sense to be in a different location. Maybe it makes sense to be by a bunch of businesses where people are going to work and they want to buy a smoothie. Maybe they change location to the beach in the afternoon when it's warm and people want a smoothie. I still don't know if people would want smoothies at night, but like, who knows? Time of year. So it's all year. But maybe that's not smart. Maybe they need to be open just in summer months, or maybe they need to just shut down in the winter months because it's BC and no one goes to the beach. Maybe they just need to change location in the winter months. Maybe they need to change what they sell in the winter months based on the weather, right? Because it's Canada, and I'm sorry, we're just not going to the beach in the winter, even in BC. Okay, signage to advertise her business. So we don't know what kind of advertisement she's been doing, but things she could look into are social media, which would be really huge, especially for food trucks. She could pair with local businesses to have signs up or things on the table or things like that. She could also have some sort of loyalty program, which would help bring people in. Number of staff, maybe she just has too many. So right now she has 3. Maybe she needs less. Who knows? If she changes her hours, that's going to change, right? If she changes it to not be full time all year, then maybe that changes that as well. Okay, where she buys her materials or ingredients, we don't know this, but maybe she needs to look at buying bulk. Maybe she's doing a lot of fresh stuff right now and she needs to do frozen. Uh, on the counter, maybe she wants to do things that are local only. It would probably be more expensive, but you would boost your clientele in a different way if you have all local, plus you would be pairing and supporting the economy of your local businesses. Cups and straws, first of all, get rid of those straws. You're right by the ocean. It's a beach. You should not have them at all. Save the turtles and all ocean life. Don't go to the ocean. But we could say maybe she's finding things in bulk. Maybe there's reusable cups that she could sell. That's its own profit. Maybe she has metal straws instead. You could have some sort of loyalty program, so if you bring your cup back, you get a discount. You could bring your own cup, something like that, reusable cups. And adding popular menu items, we kind of talked about this before, but changing it up based on the season could help. Maybe she wants to add food. Maybe she wants to add local things. Maybe she wants to add breakfast if she's open earlier in the morning. Maybe she wants to add supper items. Who knows? But things like that. So lots of different things you can consider here when deciding the profitability of this business. Okay, the next question has to do with maintenance and repair in Alberta and their earnings and their profits, and we want to compare the years to see what trends we can see. So first of all, the operating costs, the salaries, wages, and benefits are already part of that, so you don't have to take that into consideration. You just have to know that the operating costs is the expense, and this is the revenue. So we want to find the profit, so we're going to take the revenue and minus the expense. So I'm going to go 1530.1 and subtract 1440.7, and I get 89.4. So I want you to pause the video and I want you to fill in the rest of this chart. Okay, this is what you should notice. And what you should notice is that our sales have gone up and then they come down a bit as well. But all in all, over 2005 to 2009, profits have been up. But if you also notice, the expenses have gone up as well. So it's all been proportional. So we want to see overall how much the profit has been up. So we're going to take the profit and we're going to divide it by the total revenue. So how much of this revenue are we getting is profit? And then we're going to times by 100. So for the first one, I would get 5.8%. So of this of this entire revenue for the year, 5.8% of it was profit. So that's kind of low. I want you to pause the video and I want you to figure out the rest for 2006 through 2009. So you should have got 2006 to be 8.9, 2007 to be 10.2, 2008 to be 8.7, and 2009 to be 7.4. And those are all percentages. So it is up overall. The sales pattern looks kind of like this. It starts low, it's gotten higher, and then it came back down. So over time, they have increased, but so have the expenses. So let's look at the expenses. We want to see how much of those are actually going towards wages and benefits, so things for the people who are working in that company. So we're going to do, let's do the first one first. So we're going to take 444.3 and we're going to divide it by the total expenses. So how much of these expenses are going towards employees? So for the first one, I get 31%. So I want you to pause the video and find the rest for 2006 through 2009. So you should have gotten 2006 to be 33, 2007 to be 32, 2008 to be 33, and 2009 to be 32. So it all is consistent there in the same kind of region. So explain how this could help guideline for setting employment wages. Well, they probably have a goal of how much they want to spend on certain things, like a budget. They're going to have a budget. So this budget will help them determine how much their wages are going to be. It also can help determine how many employees they're going to hire or how many employees are going to lay off. So this is all determined by data such as this. Okay, that's the end. Bye.